Guys, welcome back to my channel, and my name is Temilola. And today I want to say a very big thank you to my subscribers so far. All you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. We've hit 100 subscribers. I have to be grateful because I am not paying you guys to follow me to subscribe, but I know there's something that is attracting you to this channel, and I'm not taking that for granted. So I have to say a very big shout out to all you guys. And you know what, I'm using this opportunity to prophesy into your life. I'm not a prophet, but then I can ask God so many things on your behalf, and He will do it for you. So all of you that have subscribed to this channel so far, you 100 and over 100 that have subscribed, may the Lord subscribe to your life. In every areas of your life, He will subscribe. And you know one thing, if God subscribes to your life, my dear brothers and sisters, just go and rest. Just do small and you see big. So that is it. Amen. Okay, going back to what we are going to talk about today. Actually, some persons were actually asking, how did you pass your P1 German course, German examination? I mean the professional examination, which is TELC. I wrote TELC. I do not know about other ones like the Goethe and maybe D something, but then I wrote TELC. Okay, then I told the person there are some tips you have to follow, because going to that class and learning everything they are going to teach you and still learning on your own might not really work until you have some tips. And that tips, I'm going to link some link in the description box. I mean some other videos you have to watch that would help you in this journey of your examination, and can even help you to learn more apart from the ones you're going to be learning in your various classes. Okay, so what I always tell people is that whenever you want to write your examination, first thing, take away panic. Do not panic, because you are just, let's say for instance, the Sprechen part, like the TELC, because we have like 4 sections, like the listening, the reading, the writing, and the speaking part. It's just like every other language examination, even the English language examination. For those that has written TOEFL, IELTS, you also have to do all those 4 sections. So same thing applicable to these two. You have to do all those 4 sections. So imagine you at the section of when you have to speak, and you're panicking, you're so scared. Even if you know, even if you understand, even if you can do well, that level of not be so confident can ruin your mark, and it can even ruin you having your certificate, because there are some levels of percentages you have to acquire in each of those sections before you can pass. You can't have 100% in reading and you think they're going to give you that, oh, you already passed, take your certificates. No, there are some levels of marks required for each of those sections. Okay, so that is first tip I will always recommend. Do not panic. They are also not expecting you to speak so fluent. No one, it's not your mother tongue. Even your mother tongue, you're not really speaking it. Imagine another person's or another man's language. So they are not expecting 100% from you, but then they just want to see that enthusiasm in you. They want to see that courage, that boldness in you, and they want to see the fact that zeal in you. That's just the only thing they want. Even if you are speaking rubbish with confidence, I'm not saying you should go there and speak rubbish in confidence, but then if you're speaking and you have some minor little mistakes, they can waive, not that they do waive it. So that is it. Okay, so just take away panic. So that is the first tip. So the second tip is that try to stand in front of your mirror and practice. And the link I said I'm going to share in the description box is about another video that I used during my own, because it's like, and you can even Google it also on YouTube. Like you can check on YouTube for different maybe B1, B2, it depends on the examination you want to write, even A1, A2 or C1, C2 practical examinations. So you have series of them on YouTube. Thanks to those guys, they are really doing amazing jobs, you know. So just lay your hands on any one of them, and you know what, do not take so much of these videos. Just pick one that you feel like, oh, you are comfortable with, and practice with it, because so many times when you have too much information, it becomes stressful, it becomes discouraging, and it even becomes confusing. Let me just use that word. It becomes confusing when you have a lot of information you want to, you know, just dabble into, you want to dip your hand into. Just pick that one that you feel you are comfortable with, and practice with it. So you have to stand in front of your mirror and speak. Ask yourself a question and answer the question. If you feel like you are speaking so well, or if you feel like, oh, the intonation is also there, because there's something called accent in English, but of Deutsch is accent. You just have to like make sure like your Aussprache, the way you speak sounds like the Germans. Like I speak so well in Deutsch as I am. I don't even speak so much Deutsch, but I'm going to get to that part, telling you why I do not speak. But then I wrote the examination at the time I wrote it, and I passed because I was so much into the language at the time, and I was speaking it, and I passed. Okay, so I'm going to tell you at the end of this video why I do not speak so much or so good Deutsch up till now. So the reason, you have to stay tuned till the end of this video. Okay, so that's the second tip. Stand in front of the mirror, practice, 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 which makes perfection. That is that. Then the third tip is that try to lay your hands on books and read, because there's a part you're also going to read, and you're going to fill in the gaps. Imagine when you don't even know what to fill in. Then, Otilo, that means it has gone. Don't mind me, please. Okay, so then you just have to practice. You have to understand all these grammatics, all these words using in constructing words. You have to understand them so well, because these words at times can be similar. You can feel, oh, this sounds better, this should fit in better, but mind you, that's not the correct answer. So you have to practice to understand all this. Then for the listening part, you have to also try to open your brain, open all your listening faculty, for you to understand how they speak, because you're going to listen to someone speaking from the radio, and you have to pick what he or she might be saying, because that is what you're going to use to answer your questions. And if you cannot pick what has been said, how are you supposed to answer the questions you want to answer? So that means you know what is going to end it. So you have to understand the way they talk, so that you can pick those words. And you know what? Another tip again is that for listening, especially, your first question might say, where are they? Are they at the Bahnhof, or at the airport, or in the market? By the time the person is speaking, the person is going to speak about market, Flughafen, which is airport, talk about Bahnhof, just to confuse the listeners, because you're actually on an examination errand. So they want to confuse you. Do you know what I will always tell people? Just concentrate. Pick those words that are attached. Like, first thing, make sure you've read your question. Understand that question, so that by the time they are speaking, the only thing you want to listen to is what is related to your question, not everything they are saying in general. Do you get? That is one tip I always recommend. And the second tip is that don't think maybe what they are saying at that moment is meant for number 2 question. No, at every point in time is going to be ascertained to each of your question, which always starts from 1. So don't get yourself confused, because I actually made a mistake. Then it was during the normal school examination where I did my course and my language course. Normally they will just test us, blah blah blah, things like that before we go for the professional examination. So I made that mistake, and I had to ask my tutor that I got confused and then she told me this. I'm telling you, you have to follow it. It's always a chronological something. They are never mixed together. So just understand the fact that sound 1 is meant for question 1. Do not feel like, oh, this thing they are saying, it seems it's also in question 2. When you're trying to do that, you are getting yourself confused already, and you are getting yourself distracted already. And once you have been distracted for 1 second, I can bet it with you might not get your answer right again. So just concentrate. So that is the tip for the listening part. Then for the writing part, especially for B1 and B2, you have to understand what is called all those constructive words like davon, davor, entweder, knock, all those things. You have to use them. They want you to use those vocabularies, not just speaking light. They want you to speak thick, So you have to understand all those words. So by the time you understand all those conjunctions, all those constructive words, all those things, then you can use them to write your letter. Depends. Maybe mostly they will always say write a complaint letter, which is called Beschwerde. Yeah, just write something. So mostly the complaint letter. So just write what you can write, or make sure you use all those words, because that is what they are really looking out for. I bet it is. Those are the things they are really looking out for. So that is that for writing. Just make sure you do your best in everything. So those are the tips I have for you guys, and I will also put some links in the description box so that you can just make good use of them, and you will pass. That is it. All right, so thank you so much for this video, and please do not forget to like, to share, to comment, and subscribe. Let's move forward. Thank you guys. Okay, bye.